office, a former director of the Office of Management and Budget. Great to have you on, David.
Very happy to be here. And I would say, Jackie, on that, this was a dead cat bounce, and they've already buried the cat. And I want to weigh in on the oil discussion you've just been having.
Sure.
Because, frankly, I think your traders are smoking something stronger than I can legally buy here in Colorado, where I am at the moment.
I mean,
the oil
I cannot
price
confirm or deny that. But...
The oil price is heading into the teens because the world economy is falling apart. We're done with a 20-year credit bubble. The central banks everywhere are lost, out of dry powder. Look at the data coming in year to date, and this is why I think the stock market is going down too. But every bellwether economy, exports in Japan down 13% last night in January, China down 10.5%, India down 13.5%, Korea down 18.5%. Everywhere, trade is drying up. Shipping rates are at all-time lows. Singapore is essentially crashing, and that means there is a recession that's going to engulf the entire world economy, including the United States.
But, David, let me ask you this. I don't dispute the data that you're citing, and I don't dispute the fact that some of it looks pretty ugly. I also don't dispute the fact, as I mentioned when I brought you on, that we've had a very volatile start to the 2016 trading year as a result of all of these issues. But if the market is interpreting the Fed's approach to ease back a little bit and continue to be dovish, doesn't that mean we're going to see what we've seen for the last few years, which is a market that moves higher, regardless of what the data says?
No, I think this time is different, if I can use that phrase, because this time we're looking into the jaws of a recession. It will become more and more evident by the week and month, and the boys and girls in the market are going to panic when they face recession and the Fed can't do anything because it's at the zero bound already, and its balance sheet is already hideously bloated. That's totally different than before.
Can I ask you one follow-up on that? A lot of people would agree with you that the Fed is out of options, but we've had different guests come on this show and say the Fed isn't out of options. The Fed could take interest rates negative. The Fed could continue its stimulus programs and maybe institute or initiate QE4. Do you think any of those are possible?
No, I think if they try to seriously go to negative interest rates, there will be a political lynching party at the Eccles building. We have already punished savers and retirees like never before. This whole policy of ZIRP, 84 months, is really an outrage. And if they now try to go the final step, drive it negative, and then take away the $100 bill, they are asking finally for the people of this country to wake up, get out their pitchforks, get out their torches, and come after these people who are totally out of control and are wrecking our financial system. If someone asks me what should the Fed do, what they should do is have the good graces to resign because they are lost. None of this has helped the economy. The moderate recovery we've had to date is essentially capitalism at work. Now we're heading back into a recession, and we're going to have a huge crash in the financial markets. We're going to be at 1,300 before old low before we get to 2,200, a new high. And I think we're in a different ball game this year that the out-of-control election process will feed into and create an environment that we haven't seen since the fall of 2008.
David, you bring up a great point there that I wanted to question you on as well, a little bit about what you think is happening in the elections, the race that we're seeing, the GOP polls, the latest NBC Wall Street Journal poll showing that Cruz is pulling ahead of Trump. I'm curious to see what you think about that, how this is going to shake out, what it means for the economy.
You know, I think you're in a crapshoot. Who knows? Whoever would have dreamed of 17 candidates, or that Donald Trump would be in the lead, or that someone like Ted Cruz would come out of nowhere. Frankly, I don't think any of these people are really addressing the fundamental issue, which is the Fed has basically undertaken an economic coup and is running this country on unelected bunch of 19 people are running this country. And none of these candidates are really taking on the core issue that will determine everything about the future.
Okay, David, great to have you on the program. Thank you so much.